So you may have heard that the January 6th committee is announcing a surprise hearing for tomorrow at the 1 p.m. time in Washington, like the last ones that they've done. And all we know is that they're bringing in new evidence and some kind of witness testimony. We don't know who the witness would be or what the evidence is. However, what we do know is where the astrology is tomorrow at 1 p.m. It's curious to see that the moon by tomorrow is in the early Cancer degrees, moving toward the new moon position, which will be hours later in the 6-degree range of Cancer. And you have to realize these hearings, first and foremost, are about one thing and one thing only. Even though there are many things being covered, the key issue is trying to take down the Orange Menace. That's what it's about. Over and over and over, they point to him. Chart tomorrow really points to him, because in addition to all the planets from Jupiter outward, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Eris, being in places that are compromising and highly problematic, tomorrow we've got Mars in the 25-degree Aries range, hitting his 12th sign Venus, which I had said earlier, prior videos, would be likely to be after all the hearings had concluded, which now will not be the case. They're going to be extended into July. It just turns out that tomorrow, Mars is there, threatening to do major damage through that square from the 9th sign in his chart, which is his legal area, and it's where the transiting Eris is placed, thereby forming a conjunction with Mars and adding even more fuel to the fire. But then the position of the moon in early Cancer and the movement toward the new moon, this is where his axis Hollywood T degrees are. It's that T square formed by Neptune, Eris, and Mercury. What happens in his chart is that whenever you get planets in early cardinal, be it Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, or Libra, they aggravate that T-square. So on that account, on the moon and the sun coming together in those degrees, and then the moon does continue going out of Cancer, but the sun remains in the axis Hollywood T degrees the rest of the week. This is very problematic from that angle. And the meeting is starting at 1 p.m. with early Libra rising. The way it works out is between about 1:10 p.m. and 1:30, the ascendant, the rising degrees, are moving between 5 degrees and 10 degrees. Those are his worst degrees. So you can anticipate this hearing to be especially meaningful in terms of bringing up damaging information for the orange cockroach. And so in that sense, it gives us something very interesting to look forward to. And of course, keep in mind that this is just tomorrow. Mars does move on over the next few days, although it'll continue to aggravate him for the rest of the week because Mars does move more slowly than, say, the moon. However, looking outward from there, the key transit becomes the Jupiter, because it will park itself in a station in late July in that same axis Hollywood T-square, which is a very compromising place for that Jupiter. And therefore, it's signaling that the legal landscape for this man is getting worse and worse.